deep in the mid-range.
Alrighty, how is everybody doing today? We are back with some more Jazz gaming action here. We had a little bit of time off as first tournament wrapped up, the Slam Open, but now we are back. Day one of the switch, we're going to see the Jazz taking on the Bucks here in their first series. They will be taking on Grizz Gaming later today after this series, but for this first one, we're going to see the Jazz going back to the lineup. We saw them run for most of threes, which was Justin, Kaze, Miami. In their last series against the Rim Runners, last series that they played of bracket play in the Slam Open, they brought Rhea into the lineup for Miami. They've decided to go away from that now. They're going back to this traditional lineup. And we see a corner three from Justin to get the Jazz on the board here in the Switch Open. This Bucks team had some turnover. Originally, you know, they won their championship with Cooks, now switching or having a trade to bring in Dimes, bring in CP. So we see the two holdovers, Dawsix and Johnny Red, adding the new guard in, CP. We'll see what they can do here as Justin takes it to the rack and slams it home, gives the Jazz a 1-point lead early. Justin almost picks it off. It's going to be Johnny Red going the other way. Can he make it all the way to the rim? He does. Back and forth game here, 5-6 to start game number one. Now it's up to Kaze, back to Justin. Justin over the top, crossing over. Dawsix staying on him. They get Miami on the pop. Miami, awkward catch, still knocks it down with CP closing out late. CP It's just those guard builds, especially when you're going against the power forwards, you cannot afford to get there late at all. You have to be smothering the people. Otherwise, it will be open as you see a reset there for the Bucks. Back to CP with Miami on him, working the screen. They get the slip. Johnny, slam, good. Ties up the game at 8. Jazz have tried a lot of different press breakers here in 3v3. They tried advancing it like we saw some teams do, where you have the guard run off. They've tried getting it into Kaze or Miami as Justin crosses over, goes for the layup, good. And then having Justin run off, they've done the traditional of holding it and just setting up the offense, making sure they don't turn it over. So it's a matter of preference of how aggressive you want to be, trying to capitalize on teams running a two-man press. And I don't know if the Jazz have found one that they really like yet. As CP misses the corner three, Johnny with the rebound out to Dosix, wing three, good. Bucks take the lead by 1 here. Not that any of those are particularly bad in a sense, but they just have pros and cons. And of course, as you're more aggressive, you're prone to get a couple more turnovers here and there. So you have to kind of weigh the risks and benefits of that. We're going to see a foul there from Dosix. Will be Miami on the inbound. There's Kaze on the backdoor cut on CP, and that's another thing. We've seen the Jazz switch up between running a lot of plays on inbound sets and just getting the ball to Justin and resetting the offense. So it's interesting to see how the Jazz are still trying to find their identity here as we come into the switch open with some series under their belts from the slam. Now CP posting up, trying to hold on to the ball. Johnny Red again slams it home. They are working that slip right now to keep this game close. It could be one missed shot, one turnover that kind of swings the game. Justin almost goes out of bounds, gets it to Kaze there. Now it's Kaze setting the screen. Can they get the switch? Justin had the shot, didn't want it. Now going to the rim, crossover, standing dunk, good. Jazz lead by 1, 14-13. Now it's CP walking up. Justin goes for the steal. They get it back to CP. Deep three. Good. Bucks lead by 2. Nice pass back there from Dosix. CP got the deep three to go. That's the benefit of being on those three-point shooting builds. Kaze getting it back to Justin. Now they look for Kaze on the slip, and it's going to be turned over. Too much body contact. Couldn't maintain it. Dosix with the 3. No, he's going to pump fake it. They run away from him. Everybody running to the badge. They get it back to Dosix wide open. A miscommunication for the Jazz as 2 players ran away from the ball there. Dosix sends it over to CP, and CP sends it right back. It will be the Bucks coming within 2 points of ending the game here. Anything ends it for the Bucks. Jazz need a stop, a bucket, and then another stop to come back in this game. Let's see if they can do it. CP with badge. They send Dosix on a cut. He's going to clear out. CP wide open 3 to end game 1, and he hits it. It really comes back to that last play, or second to last play, where you saw everybody run away from Dosix, just not on the same page there for the Jazz. Dosix with the ball. Justin was on him. They saw CP breaking open, and it really was not Justin's spot to run all the way across the court. But he did, and ended up being a wide open pass back and a big bucket there as the Bucks are able to take game number 1. Very close game. I guess that sequence of plays really where we saw Justin try to throw the slip down to Kaze. CP was all over it, gets the steal, and that's kind of one where CP may not have even hit a button. It's just the body contact. It's that animation when the players are up against each other and he tried to fit that pass in. He got pulled into that animation, gets the ball, and then it leads to that 3. And once a team gets to 19, if you aren't at 18 yourself, if you're in a position where you're going to need a bucket, a stop, a bucket, 3 consecutive plays, it's so tough. And when CP has sharp badge like he did, it's even tougher. So Jazz really kind of dug themselves a hole there at the end of game number 1. We'll see how they bounce back here in game 2. And it looks like Justin is going to be on that inside-out playmaker. We saw him for some time switch over to the 3-point shot hunter build with the 98 3-pointer. He's going back to the rim running build, it looks like. That's where the Jazz saw success early, and then they kind of sputtered out later into the slam open. So we will see how they decide to try to navigate that rim running build. A lot of guards are on the 98 three-pointer because of the vertical spacing you can add. But if it's not your playstyle, it's not your playstyle. And you see Justin there with a quick dunk. Easy one as everybody was guarding the line for the Bucks. They take a 2-0 lead here, starting with ball. You want to win all the games you start with ball for certain. It's if you drop any of those in a series, you really put yourself at a disadvantage. You're going to see another quick slip there, and the Jazz have just not been able to stop the slip. I don't know if that's a game plan thing, if they're willing to concede the 2-pointers, but the Bucks are taking advantage of it as Justin almost gets bumped out of bounds. He's going to get the ball back into the corner, tries to go baseline, cannot. Gets it up to Kaze. Will they look for the reset and the quick slip? That's a Jazz special. No, it's Justin going to the rim again. Had it. Did not go for the dunk, though. He waits, and he's going to get a standing layup, which is punched away. Had the dunk the whole way, was a little passive with it, went up too late, kind of buried himself under the rim, and could not even get the standing dunk because of his positioning. Now it's CP over the top. Kaze jumps past him, and it's going to be a green there. And the Bucks go up 5-2. What can the Jazz work out here? Do they go for the tie? And it's going to be a pluck for Dawsix. CP, can he get the three? No. Bobbles the catch. They get it back to Dawsix. Fading three from deep. No good. Johnny tip rebound. Back up. No good. Tip rebound again. The Jazz come down with it. A big miscue there for the Bucks. Keeps the Jazz in this one early. Dawsix with a bold shot there. The slow fade. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fox. What a mistake. I'm sitting on the intermission screen. So sorry. But Dawsix, you missed it on my behalf. He had a slow fading three from about 30 feet in transition. Could have set his feet. Felt good about what he had there, as you're going to see the Jazz go up on a contested three. It was no good, and the Bucks hang on here to just a 3-point lead. It could have been 5 or 6 very easily with the transition one there. CP working behind the screen. Smothered three for himself, no good. Didn't think that one was going to be open. I thought maybe he saw something I didn't, though. And they're going to reset it 94 feet back to Justin as he threw it all the way up to Miami. Miami sends it back. Now it's Johnny right on to Justin. Working into the corner. They get the slip to Miami. Under the rim, slams it home. Nice play there for the Jazz. Now it's going to be CP getting the quick cut to Dawsix. Bucks have taken advantage inside, and they're going to do it again. Another big slam there for the Bucks. Jazz just struggling to stop all the cuts, all the slips. Maybe CP has a little bit too much gravity. They're worried about making sure he doesn't get badged, doesn't get the threes up there, conceding all of the slips right now, all of the cuts. It's Justin going to the rim. Can he get the stand dunk? He does, and that's a benefit of being on the build that he is. The stand dunks do come much more often. You get that animation a lot more than you would on the other builds. Not that the three-point shot hunter can't get it as CP secures the crab there. A couple long crosses, making sure Kaze can't get around. That's a nice shot there to get the Jazz down 4, get the Bucks up 4, and Jazz answer with another full court pass. That's something that they have done more often than just about any team that I have seen in threes. They send those full court cuts very often, and generally works. It catches teams off guard, but when they play them, it can get your power forward or lock in a bad spot. CP thought about another three there. Not going to take it. Now it's a reset. Can he get another three up? He does, and maybe that's why the Jazz were conceding all the slips, because CP answers with 2 straight threes, one off the crab and that one off the screen. Justin getting hounded by Dawsix. Can they get him a screen? They're going to get another cut to Miami, and the Jazz are answering with 2s, but the Bucks getting 3s, trading them out for 2s, and they are building up a lead here as they lead by 3, getting into the middle part of this 3s game. Now it's Justin with a quick switch onto CP. Is he going to try to foul? They get it to Johnny Red, over to Dawsix. They're working some off-ball movement now. Justin caught on the screen. Get it down to Johnny. He's not going to have the dunk. Yes, he is. I thought Miami had him walled up, but Johnny slams it home there. It did not look like he was in a spot for a dunk. But I guess he was too far into the dead zone. Now it's Justin. Jazz looking to get it back to a 1-possession game. Behind the back, gets the rim again, crossover, stand dunk right over Johnny. Jazz come within 3. CP with badge once again, and much of that badge was coming off of assists. Not that he didn't hit a couple threes himself, but the fastest way to build up badge in this game is assists, no matter the archetype. As CP thought about pulling one there, decides against it. Johnny working. They're going to get it back to their main man into the corner of CP. Trying to work out on Miami. Miami all over him. 5 seconds to go. Can he get into the midi? That's a contested one. Rebound Jazz. Big possession here for Utah. Justin going to the rim once again. Slams it home. He is closing in on Badge himself. Will he be able to get it before this game ends? That's going to be a foul for Kaze. A big-time stop here for Utah. If they can get a second consecutive stop, well, CP has Badge. They put themselves in a good spot to actually win this game with a bucket on the other end. We'll see what the Jazz can do defensively. They've really struggled for the most part with CP having Badge. Last time you saw him try to work into the mid-range, Miami was able to get the contest, but much of CP's points, or at least much of the Bucks' offense has been CP trying to work off the corner, off ball, things like that, not just normal working over the screen up top. There we're going to see a cut for Dawsix. Now it's CP over the top. Once again, fading three. Is he going to get it? It's good again. CP is on fire right now, and the Bucks lead by 4. Jazz just do not have an answer for him at the moment with him working on ball, off ball, in the corner, top of the key. He has been so deadly. Now we will see if the Bucks feel the pressure to try to get a 3 here. They've been content with letting Justin take his 2s. Now it's Kaze under the rim. He's going to try to take another 2. Gets walled up. They get it back to Justin, though, off the rebound. That did say open, so I guess he just mistimed the meter. Looked like that might have been one of those contested ones. Can Justin get anything going with 4 seconds? Now he's into the corner. Has to shoot a prayer step back, but Kaze's able to crash and get it. They get it back to Justin, who is blinking, but has all of his adrenaline. Into the corner. Rim run, good again. This is it now. Jazz cannot afford to give up another 3 here. They're still in this game with a stop and a bucket. The pressure could switch over, but it's going to be CP looking to send him home, and he hits it from half court. CP with what might have been a 30-footer, and he finishes the game 5 for 7. Once he got Badge, there was no going back. Only missing out on that one mid-range possession. He finishes 5 for 6 from 3. What a game there for CP, and try to remember this time, take down the intermission screen before that game starts. But the Jazz, it's like, it was really like pick your poison. Early on, they said, we're just going to give up the 2 and the 2 and the 2 and the slip and the cut. And then Justin was able to parlay that into 1 3-pointer, and then he got his Badge, and he knocked down 4 more. And at that point, the Jazz just felt like they were in a blender defensively, as they did not have an answer for this Bucks offense. When CP is able to knock down 3s like that, any guard, if they're able to knock down 3s like that, it's just too much. The court feels gigantic when you only have 3 people guarding it, and CP is able to shoot from the half-court line. There's just not enough people on the court. In 5s, it's often complained about how small the court feels for offenses because of how teams can shade and help each other and rotate. And it's not that there aren't rotations and help defense in 3s, but you don't have all the bodies that you do in 5s to try to play in between people, especially when one of the people on the court is that guard build, that 6'3", that can't really guard much of anything. It's so difficult. So hopefully here, Jazz going for the reverse sweep, but they will be trying to figure out something defensively, as they really have struggled in these first 2 games. And that second game was all CP. Game number 1 was some balance scoring from the Bucks. Everybody finishing with about 6 points a piece. They were able to get Johnny on some cuts, Dawsix on some cuts. They got some off-ball plays, some transition points. I mean, it really was coming in from all points there. Jazz, on the other end, have had balanced scoring, but they just have struggled to keep pace with teams with Justin on this rim-running point guard build. It's tough when the other team is hunting 3s and the 2s are the backup plan. It's tough to keep pace because for the Jazz, at least so far in this series, it's been 2s are the primary plan. We're going to take 2s and take 2s, and then if we get a 3, that's cool. That was a good possession. The only time we've seen this work where a team is going to take 2s at this level, as we see a dunk there from Johnny to start it off, is when the Wizards DG won their 3s tournament, and that's because they had 3 of the best defenders in the league. When you're talking about Dayfry, Awkward, and Deeney working out there in 3s, you're able to take 2s when you can get stops at the level that they can. But that just isn't the case here with Utah, as they've been coming in with one of the worst defenses in threes at the moment. So they're going to have to try to figure it out on that end if they want to play this style of ball. You're going to see Johnny with another slam there, and quickly CP is building up Badge. We can't see what his percentage is, but you have to guess it's upwards of 40+% already with 2 assists to start the game as Justin slams it home again. You see those dunks don't get you very much. He's only at 21%. CP coming off of 2 assists. If he's able to get a 3rd assist or a 3, he's going to be very, very close to takeover early in this game. And there's the 3, and it's good again. And now you have to start watching out if you're Utah. This guy, before they get to 10 points, could already have takeover, and he'll have it for the rest of the game. It's Justin trying to answer with a 3 of his own. No good there. Early open. It's Johnny Red with the rebound. They get it to CP. CP thought about that one. Does he look at Dawsix? No, he's going to look for the reset. It's Johnny coming around. Now Johnny trying to take the angle to the rim. Doesn't have it. To CP in the corner. Fading. He's feeling it. It's good again. The guy can't miss. Unbelievable back-to-back games here for CP, and sometimes he gets in those grooves and there's just nothing you can do, it feels like, as the Jazz answer with a quick 2. The issue has not been the Jazz's offense. It's been their defense, and it's primarily their defense on CP, who is edging ever closer here to take over. There's going to be a foul for Kaze. Thought he deserved the steal there as he tried to get the blitz right off the crossover. What do the Bucks do? CP thought about a backdoor cut. He's going to double cut. Now it's Dawsix cutting. They will set it up. Johnny setting the screen. CP over the screen. Dawsix almost sigged the play, but they're still able to get it down to Johnny. And you see CP hunting assists at the moment. It's Justin with the big-time runoff. Is able to get a 94-foot pass, or however big these 3s courts are. Probably not 94 feet, maybe about 60 or 70. But full court pass all the way there into the slam. CP into the corner. They get it down to Johnny again. Johnny pump faking. Can't get it. Johnny rebound. No. Tipped out of his hands twice, and it's Justin going the other way again, and the Jazz pull within 2. Johnny Red here. Getting it back to CP. Do they throw the full court pass? He tries to wait out the reach. Johnny waits out the jump. Some vet plays there from the second-year players. And there is CP's badge. They come in at 14 points. I said he might get it under 10. It took a couple extra buckets, but he does have it here. They will have it for the remainder of this game, more than likely, given how 3's games go. That's going to be an issue for Utah. We'll see how they handle it, as Justin's handling Dawsix here on the wing. It's going to be a mid-range. Good. Couldn't get his feet behind the line. But a nice play there from Justin as he says, Dawsix, can I have this dance? ISOs him there. No screen. And knocks down the mid-range jumper. This is when the Bucks took off last game in game number 2 against Utah. When CP was able to get his takeover as they throw it down to Johnny. He's not going to have it. 6 seconds to go. Can the Jazz come up with the stop? It's CP working in the corner. He tries to get back into the mid-range. Fading 3. There's space there. It's no good, though. Johnny comes up with a big rebound. Miami still on ball. Screen. Do they switch it? Kaze coming up. It's Miami underneath. Justin gets the pluck. Justin slowing it down. Had 2 defenders between Johnny and Dawsix pressuring him. He decides to take his time. Now it will be an inbounds for the Jazz. A tough inbounds. Those sideline ones are not easy. You can't run the baseline or anything. They get it to Kaze, back to Justin. Justin into the corner. Gets the switch. What can he do? Crossing over behind the back. Snatch back. And he tries to dot Miami. It's not there, though, and it's going to be tipped away, and the Jazz will have 5 seconds to work here with another inbounds coming up. It's going to be a side inbounds again. They get it to Justin with 4 seconds. Justin gets to the rim, had the dunk, goes for the mid-range, and it's going to be off. Unless I'm mistaken, I think he had plenty of time for that dunk. As Kaze, can he come up with the big steal? No, it's poked away. CP comes up with it. Now the Jazz need another stop here. Miami reaching. Kaze stepping up. They switch it. Johnny underneath. Gets Miami jumping. I believe Miami had the stop there. Maybe because his back was turned, he felt uncomfortable with it. It's going to be Johnny coming up with the slam to get the Bucks up by 4. Now it's Justin on the wing. Getting it to Miami. 9 seconds to go. 7 seconds. Dawsix reaching. Justin out of adrenaline. Can he still get to the rim? He does. And the Jazz trail by 2. CP still with plenty of badge remaining. What can the Jazz do defensively? They've come up with a couple stops. Justin tries to get the blitz, cannot. He pops his own badge, not wanting to lose it on a foul. CP snatching back, has space over the guard, knocks it down. Justin a little worried about CP maybe going to the rim. Perhaps he got stunned there, and a huge 3. Now, can he walk into one of his own? I thought he might front fade it. He's going to go for the slam. Jazz trail by 3. Need back-to-back stops. We saw them in this position in game number 1. Jazz needing a stop here, a bucket, a stop, and another bucket to take over this game. What can they do? They haven't been so bad the last few possessions, as the Bucks maybe are getting a little too cutesy with it with CP having badge. 7 seconds to go. CP launches up a prayer there, and that's exactly what it's looked like outside of the possession where he was able to isolate Justin. Now into the corner. Can he game him? And he does! A lightly contested shot. It's going to be 7%, not enough. And the Bucks sweep the first series of the day. A 3-0 win for Milwaukee over the Jazz. It really was the CP show. Jazz offense was looking very good for the most part. They were able to get 2s at a very high rate. You see them finish that game only missing 2 shots the entire game. One was that Justin 3. The other being the pull-up mid-range where I thought maybe you should have gone in for the dunk. But CP finishing with another 4 3-pointers in that game. He had 5 in game number 2. They were not able to rein him in. And it felt like every time they committed to stopping him from 3, Johnny got the free dunk. So that will be it here for the first series. A quick one for the Jazz. They will be back. Let me double check the times on that one. They'll be back playing the Grizz Gaming just a couple hours here. So it's going to be at 8:15 Eastern, 8:15 Eastern time. They will be back playing another series tonight against Grizz Gaming. We'll see if they can bounce back. Not a terrible showing from the Jazz, but they do go down in 3. Hope to see you guys all back here at 8:15 Eastern for their second series of the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.